Now this, if this were on a menu, I would order this. Flour, water, and salt. The only ingredients you really need. So I'm going to start off by... this is really how this video is going to start. Starting over, I'm going to make spelt flour. Well, spelt is an ancient grain that was used by the Etruscans. It's slightly sweeter and nuttier than wheat flour. That's right, this recipe dates back to about the 5th century BC in Etruria. The Etruscans were an ancient civilization that flourished in central Italy from the 8th century BC to the 3rd century BC. They built a complex society with sophisticated art, architecture, and technology, and had a powerful centralized government. The Etruscans were skilled traders and established colonies along the Mediterranean coast. They had a rich religious culture and developed an advanced system of writing, the Etruscan alphabet, which remains undeciphered to this day. In the 4th century BC, the expanding Roman Republic began to encroach on Etruscan territory, leading to a series of wars. The Etruscans were eventually absorbed into Roman society, but their culture and influence can still be seen in the art, religion, and even the language of ancient Rome. I'm going to start off here by making spelt wheat. Taking about a cup of the spelt berries, I'm going to grind them up. Little interesting fact is that spelt is also known as dinkel wheat, so I'm going to be making dinkel flour today. And I did just say wheat. What am I doing? The traditional method of making testaroli is quite simple. It's made from a mixture of water, salt, and flour, which is then spread into thin rounds and cooked on a griddle. After cooking, the pasta rounds are cut into small pieces and served with various types of sauce or seasoned with olive oil, cheese, and herbs. Testaroli gained popularity in the medieval period and remained an important staple food for the coastal population. Over time, its popularity expanded across Italy, and now is considered a traditional local dish in Tuscany and Liguria. Testaroli may not be as well known as other traditional Italian pastas, but it's still cherished by locals and can be found in many restaurants serving traditional Ligurian and Tuscan cuisine. And as you saw that batter sloshing around as it was being mixed, you can tell that it's actually quite thin. What's nice about that though is that it allows me to make a nice pancake form, considering I don't have a testo, which is the traditional terracotta griddle that these are made with. Once bubbles start forming, not only around the edges, but in the middle of this, I'm going to just call it a pancake, that's the time at which it should be flipped. So, here goes nothing. Oh yeah, that was clean. I'm actually quite impressed with myself. Most times I try that, half the pancake's on the floor, so I'll take the win. And since I'm trying testaroli 2 ways here, I'm going to make a second one. And while I'm doing that, let's talk a little bit about Italian pasta. Italian pasta has a long and rich history that we now know dates back to the Etruscan period and strongly in ancient Rome, where it was considered a staple food for Roman soldiers. During the Middle Ages, pasta making techniques began to evolve and improve as different regions of Italy developed their own unique styles and types of pasta. In southern Italy, a dried, long-lasting pasta made from durum wheat became popular, while in the north, a fresh-made pasta with soft wheat flour was more common. By the 16th century, pasta had become an important part of the Italian diet, and it was during this time that the first pasta factories began to appear in Italy. These factories allowed for mass production of pasta, making it more accessible and affordable for the general population. Alright, this one is just about done, looking like it's ready to be flipped, so let's see if I can get a nice clean flip again. Hey, I'll take that. It's not as nice, but I'll still take it. So now we're going to cut up these pancakes into the traditional pasta shape that testarolis are in, these little diamonds. And we're going to add them to boiling water. I don't want to leave them in this boiling water for too long. I leave them in for about 20 to 30 seconds. My fear was that they were going to become soggy, mush. But what ended up happening when I took them out was the texture of normal cooked pasta, like if you took out cooked lasagna noodles. So this first round of pasta that I'm making, I'm going to just dress with some olive oil and shredded Parmesan cheese. I think that's probably the way that the Etruscans and Romans would have been eating it, very simply. And the second, I'm gonna just mix it with pesto and olive oil and serve it up like how it is in many restaurants today. Which is easier said than done, considering I sometimes have no idea what I'm doing. Whoops. There we go. Now let's mix these up and see how they look. Yeah, that does look pretty good. Ooh, that looks good too. Alright, testaroli pasta. The first, maybe Italian pasta. I know it's not the first pasta. I know that pasta originated over in Asia, but we're gonna try this out. First, I'm gonna try the one that I made that's a little bit more truer to the Etruscan style. It's just olive oil and a little bit of cheese. I have just shredded Parmesan cheese here. Let's give it a go. It's good. A little bland. The cheese is good. No, it's interesting. The spelt is, I think if I would have made this with just flour, white flour, it would have been really good. It's just a little bit earthier. Not too earthy, but I actually do like it. I wouldn't choose it on a menu, but I like it. Time for the one with the pesto. Now this is actually a signature Tuscan dish. Now this, if this were on a menu, I would order this. This is very good. Now, I was a little bit lazy today. I didn't make my own pesto. I got that from Wegmans, which their pesto is awesome. I will say now that I'm eating a little bit more of it. It is very filling, very filling. So it's good. Would I order this over any other pasta? I think every once in a while I would, but I can't even finish this plate. Overall, I would say an 8.5 out of 10. Now for the, we'll call it Etruscan style, that's more like a 6 out of 10. I think I need to do that with the regular white flour or even wheat flour to have that be a little bit better. So there you have it, testaroli. You know, not hard to make. You don't need specialized pans. You don't need really anything. Just get that pan in your house, some flour, water, salt, and there you have it. Top it with whatever sauce you can come up with. Hell, throw some butter on there. And like and subscribe to see where I'll be next week and what I'll be cooking. Thanks for watching.